Well guys, this is the first log of the season. It's not actually raining, but it was raining. But I'm still going to put this log on here. It's just a very small hickory log. All I'm going to do is cut it into bow staves for long bows. It's not going to take me very much time to do it, but at least I'm getting on the sawmill. Now this log is pretty round. The pith of it looks pretty much to be in the center. So I'm not going to have to do any toe board lifting, I believe. I haven't had the sawmill started in about a month, so what I'm going to be doing here is I want to get the tarp up, tied back. Got a bunch of leaves and stuff inside my shed from the winter. What I'm basically going to be doing with this log here is quartering it, because that's how I'm going to be able to get the staves, S-T-A-V-E-S, that I need for the bow out of it. So I'll get back to you in a little bit here. I'm not going to do that at the moment. I want to first get the tarp back, start the machine up, and let it warm up. Alright, so it's been about close to 4 weeks since I started this. I started it twice through this past winter just to make sure the battery was charged. Well, that started up good. Now this is by no means a real test for this toe board that I made, but it just will give you an idea of how it's going to work. So this is the first time I've ever picked anything up with it. I don't know, this hickory log, it's a 14 inches in diameter, fairly freshly cut. You might be looking at 500 pounds here, maybe. Wow, I'm really surprised at how easily that picks that up. So that's how it would work. Seems to work pretty nice, actually. I think that socket on there could be a little bit deeper, or maybe some pins in there to keep that on. I can see that, you know, you just got to get used to pushing in on it, but it worked nice. It's still flat. Let me just show you that from over here. Yeah, so it's still flat, the toe board. I think it's pretty neat. Alright, so I don't need the toe board on there like I said before, so I have to take that down anyway. I just wanted to see it work. That's the first log I've ever used with the toe board. So that's good enough. Now the other thing is I need to cut this through the middle as if I was going to radially quarter saw it, because that's what I need in order to make these bow parts. So I have a jig that I made that can handle this type of thing. But I need to make the cuts first. I do need to cut this thing in half. So I think what I'm going to use for that is I'm going to use my backstop that I made. See here. Yeah, I can't use them there now because of the thing I got there. Well, maybe I'll just put these up part way and use these. I don't really like that, but it's better than nothing. Boy, these freaking sniffles are still hanging in there. Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm going to clear everything when I go through there at the halfway point, which is going to be at 7 inches. So I'm pretty close to my stops here. Alright, we should be alright there. So I'm going to bring the saw head back and cut right through the center of this thing. Now, the other thing for the bow is it's nice if you can follow the cracks, because a guy making bows, what he would normally do is split it where the log decided to crack. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it, but there's a crack right here, but there's also one down that way. So we're okay to cut that. So I'm going to just go ahead and cut that. It's not going to really hurt anything. Like I said before, when it comes to making bows, this is not the best way to do this, especially a long bow. Actually, you're better off if you do it the old way. But I want to cut it. I don't have time to be playing with the hammer and chisels. And actually, it's not even a matter of time. It's a matter of strength. This is like me coming out of hibernation for the winter, so I need to just take it a little bit easy. And that's what I plan on doing. Let me see what you can see there. Okay. So we need to turn this down to 7 inches off the bunk, which is right there. I don't remember if this blade is really sharp or not. It's been a while, like I say, since I cut with the saw. If I can't cut with this, or if it gives me some grief, I'll change the blade out. But for right now, I'm just going to try what I have there and see how it works. I can't tell whether I got a nice straight cut out of there or not. You can tell by the way it opened up at this end that there's a little bit of tension on the log. Not much, but a little bit. Of course, that's a fairly short log, so, you know, got to look at it a little better. Now I need to turn this on a 90. If I can keep it together, you know, line it up and stuff and make another half cut, that actually would be nice. If not, I'll just go ahead and take one of them off. Probably take one off, it might be easier for me. That thing's definitely 500 pounds. This is looking, you want the bow stave from the sapwood on hickory. So this side's looking really good. That side not so good because it looks like there might be 2 cracks in there. So this first cut that I make, when I roll this up, or actually would be the last cut, looks like it's going to be the best of them. Now you can see how far down into the log that crack goes. Right here. I'm not going to be able to get a stave out of that. So I'm just going to throw that on the scrap pile. I'll use that for probably firewood, although I could cut it out. Excuse me, guys. I could cut it and maybe get some handles out of it, hickory handles. But again, you know, that's the sapwood there, so I'll probably use that for firewood. Flip that all the way over 180 and get that good stave out of the bottom that I know I can get. So I want that now. Here is like a pie-shaped piece of wood. So kind of even on both sides. I wouldn't mind if that was turned a little bit. So I think what I'll do is put a 2x4 under one side just to turn it a little, because I want those radial cuts, the annual rings, to be with the bow. Something like that is more preferable. Clear that is. Got a little bit there, but I've got a lot of wood here that I think I can work through this. There's a lot of thickness there. This will probably come out of that, I hope. So this should make a good one. If I can get below these knots and stuff. Having any knots in the wood or whatever is not good. So I have one knot there, I've got another one up further. Even though they're red knots, it doesn't matter. But that one I'm going to dry, and then the next one I'm going to be drying for a bow stave. That log there is going to give me the better pieces. think I'm going to be able to get out of that knot that's on this side. You can see how the bark goes, so probably not good. I think that one will be better. Getting anything out of this that's gonna, I'm not liking what I'm seeing for a bow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just turn this, make a cut in it, get the bark off, make a cant, probably a 5-inch cant, and I'll just cut that into some boards then, because it's not giving me what I want. I don't think that that piece I have there is gonna make a good bow stave, just because of this. So there's definitely nothing I can do with that as far as bows go. Oh man. You can see on that hickory, the blade's probably a little dull. You can see there's a little wavy cut on the right side there. Sometimes where the knots are, you get very hard wood. It doesn't want to cut it right, and like I say, I didn't change that blade since last year, so I'm going to blame the blade for this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut that at 2 1/4 inches off the bump, and I'll just save that. I'll dry it, and I'll save it for handles and stuff, or some kind of woodworking, maybe some legs. For that, it'll be alright. That's can do with that. But I do want to get that other half a log up there to see how that looks. I just want to remind you guys of something here. You guys who have bought this stay put dog adapter off of me, keep in mind you do not want to see the head of the bolt when it's together, but you want this to be able to turn, okay? Just in case I didn't explain it to you before, because I've sent pretty many of them out. Okay, so now I got to get that other log on here. Wow, I'm sweating like a pig here. Whew. Let me get that log on and I'll get back to you. Okay guys, so I got that log on there, and you can see just at this very end here, there's a little bit of a knot there. But the rest of that whole log on this side, let me back up a little, the rest of the log on that side looks pretty nice for a bow stave. It's obvious I'm only going to get probably one stave out of this thing, and it's got to be right about where I'm cutting there. If I turn that up, if I bring this up, and I'm going to, I should be able to get at least one good bow stave out of that. So let's see what's going to happen here. This is the mystery that so many of us sawyers really enjoy, which is, you know, seeing what's inside there. So it's like, there's just something about it. I can't even explain it to you. There's just something about it. All right. piece of sapwood there. No knots at all in that except for the very end. It's 6 foot 7 inches long, so that'll be okay for a bow. Now hopefully we can dry this nice without getting all kind of crazy cracks in it. One of the ways I can do that is to put it in an environment that's not quite as dry as like say the kiln is right now. So this will go in the greenhouse for now. Now when it starts to get really hot in the greenhouse next month, I may move it to somewhere else just to let it dry nice and easy. You're probably looking at 2 years for this thing to dry. But it doesn't matter because I have the time, and I could even rough out the bow if it's not going to get too bad till then. But anyway, that looks good. Now I might be able to get another one out of here. Cut this thing somewhere down in here, and then I'll be able to pull another cut off of the top of that. So I'm just going to go with like a 2-inch cut, I believe there. Yeah, I'm going to take 2 inches off the bump, and that'll give me plenty of wood to go after this bow stave I'm looking for. And I might be able to get 2 of them. Now this knot sort of bugging me. I don't think I'm going to get it, but we'll see. That's the beauty of cutting. The other thing is, as far as I'm concerned, if you watch my channel, anything under 8 foot long is firewood in my book. Now, I know there's a lot of guys out there who would probably love to have this hickory. I will keep some for handles. I've used some for handles that I cut last year. Worked out fantastic. But I'm not interested in saving lots of junk. I got enough stuff around here. I don't need any more. So I'm going to fasten that with my stay put dog adapter on the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut a 2-inch cut off the bump. I'm going to flip it and see if I can't make a nice cut there. If I could make a radial cut, I'd be happy with that. But I'd also be happy with a flat cut. It doesn't matter. Red knots showing up there. If I can cut this on an angle, I can get rid of those knots. It's possible I won't have any knots in the bow stave, which would be on this corner here. So let me see what I can do with that. just cutting that thing in half just so it's not so heavy. Bow stave in there, it's going to be on the bottom. sadly, there's only one bow stave in that whole log. So I've already salvaged it. It's this one with the angle cut there. The second one over. And excuse me, that's the one I'm going to have to nurse. The rest of them are firewood as far as I'm concerned. I'll just keep a couple for handles, like I say, and some maybe some woodworking. I'm not going to fool around with, you know, keeping too much junk laying around. Okay guys, so that's my first video of 2019 on the Sawmill. Not the most productive and certainly not the most exciting, but it gives you an idea of what you can do with the Woodmizer as far as, you know, trying to make cuts for certain reasons. So yeah, this is going to make a nice bow, I believe. So we'll see what happens. Guys, thanks for watching my videos. Have a good one. I gotta clean up all these leaves and stuff. How about cleaning up the leaves for me? I guess not.